I mean, if you want, you can start because we are like the time is already there and we are about to
Yeah,
reach
I think we
200
should
participants in it.
start.
Yes,
It's almost 5 minutes past. So I'll begin. Okay.
yes,
Okay,
ma'am. You
thank
may
you,
please
Ranu.
start.
Yeah. So, very good afternoon, students. And this is Mrs. Sarita Pradhan, Assistant Professor at ITTM Bhubaneswar Center. So, mostly I teach the IT papers and business communication papers and other papers too. But today I'll be talking about a topic which is, you say, the latest things that is happening around us. And since you are the next Gen X, people there, so you all must be knowing it, what it is exactly. It's a part of your life, which was not a part of my life when I was born, and when I came to know very much late, in my 30s we came to know about how to use them and all, but today you are also well versed with it. So we'll be talking about a, thing which is known to you, but yes, we are supposed to know about it, how it helps the tourism industry. Okay. So the topic here is today ICT, a revolutionary tool for the tourism industry. So why is it we need to know? And the reason why this paper has been introduced in almost all the, any MBA Premier Institute and courses do have this component. Okay. So first I would like to share the screen. If you just tell me if this is visible or not.
Ma'am, it's visible.
Yeah, it's visible, right? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you. So as you can see that this, I'll first go off with something which is very, common thing that I always tell to the students, and also like I also take, you know, adapt this thing, that technology is a useful servant but a dangerous master. And this was, I go by this quote very much. I endorse this. The reason being, we all humans should never make the tools as a master, particularly your computers. Why is that? You must be thinking that why madam is saying such a, is she outdated or what? It's not that really. Just I'll give you a very small example, right? Let's start from a class that you are given normally. We give presentations. You must have done your presentations even in other, in your, maybe it could be plus two or your graduation level. Just imagine that you run the slides, and you imagine that I just run the slides without saying anything. You can read, you can get to it, but what happens, right? Is the slides enough for, I am the presenter and the slides are, written, and they are just scrolled. So is that enough for a presentation? No, certainly not, right? So it should only act as an aid for you, as simple as a presentation. You're presenting in front of all the conferences everywhere we go. You must have seen that, the slides are shown. It is a must now. Everywhere you go, these slides are a must, right? So but again, that why is that we present and we talk, or we communicate with the students, or maybe our participants, with the other people at the other side of the table? What is that for, right? The reason is we are the owner. We have to, uh, the way that we present, that the way we want to express ourselves cannot be done by a mere presentations. They may just, make it more lucrative, make it more interesting, but yes, the focus is always on you, always on what the person says. Okay. So similarly, technology has been in helping aid in the entire, you talk about any industry, they are a part of it, right? That it's a part and partial of any industry. Personally or professionally, people use it, right? So this is a kind of thing which is, we have to take along with us, and we have to be with it, or you can say it will be with us for years together to come in various different forms. Okay. But yes, when we talk about making it a master, please be careful, because here we have to rule. We are not supposed to be the idiot box in future, right? As someday, Einstein also said that once the computers become our master, we are going to be nothing but idiot boxes, right? Nothing else. So let's, keeping that in mind, I'll tell you what is the importance, why we need to know about this particular subject or this component, how it helps us, and also not letting it be our master. That also will be a warning for all of you over there, because don't let it, whether it is even in your personal life, you must be using mobiles, right, or late night, and you are glued to it for long hours. you have a better life too, right? You have many other things to experience. So let it not, overtake your, whatever, your hobbies, your personal, likes and dislikes, everything that should not be overtaken by a simple mere 2 by 4 inch mobile, right? So with this, we will come to, and what exactly is the term, the term that has been mentioned here. What is information communication technology? What is it exactly? Right. So the definition has been mentioned in this slide. It's a technical tool and the services, right, that is used particularly to operate network-based monitoring and controlling devices, telecommunications. It's a smart building management, so much gamut of things that is, terminologies that has been used here, a lot of service, a lot of things that it includes. Okay. It is audio visual processing, some say as a transmission systems, broadcast media, etc. This word etc itself is saying that we have no such, perfect definition to this term that we so commonly use it in our everyday life, right? So you must be wondering, why is that madam saying that no, perfect, definitions? What you may write will be okay, it will be fine, it is correct, but not perfect, right? The reason, because when we talk about this ICT tool particularly, you see this, the reason why it cannot be described in a specific way, because this approaches, ICT approaches that are there, and the implementations that happens change every single day. You cannot imagine that every day they keep on changing, right? Post COVID we had certain things, pre-COVID we had certain things, and in future also we'll be having different kind of, technology coming up. So absolutely we cannot say that this is the um, the thing, right? So anybody raising hand, what I'll do is I will address this at the end of the session, right? So whoever that has raised the hand. Okay. Yes. So as I told you that, the approaches, the implementations, they change, keep on changing every day, right? Just imagine, today we were talking about, just a few years back, we were talking about computers, we were talking about, this e-commerce. But today we have changed that e-commerce has moved on to mobile commerce, and I don't know next future what commerce is going to come on. So that is going to come in near future. So that's the reason why we say we have no fixed definitions, but yes, you can give a general definition to this. Basically what is that? ICT is, it's a system, you can say, which involves any kind of product which retains, stores and handles any digital information that could be done through your mobiles, your computers, or other systems which can be digitized, right? So this is what is the definition. So you will be coming to knowing about, what are the different types of things, that is, how it has been diffusing into this industry. You will be told about the first, in terms of, a bit of knowing about what exactly are the tools there, and then you will be told how this has been industry, industry infused, and how they have been utilized in the various tourism sectors, right? So as you can know that the ICT particularly has inevitable impacts on different industries, could be in any kind. You talk about manufacturing, talk about, service industry, both tangible kinds and intangible kinds. They have great, impact on these industries in various ways. Okay. Including their performances have been changing over the years. As you can see, for example, I can tell you, like, let's talk about the tourism sector only, right? Let's talk about the
Excuse me, ma'am.
yeah,
I'm Ranu here. If I can please
yeah,
interrupt, ma'am. Ma'am, there
yeah.
seems to be some problem with the presentation. It's only half visible.
Okay, how visible, right? Is it visible now?
No, ma'am, it's still the same.
Okay, okay, just a minute.
It's visible now, ma'am.
Okay, let me just again do that.
It's visible, ma'am. अभी visible हो गया था.
It's visible now. Now it has stopped sharing. I don't know.
Ma'am, we have to.
Yeah, I think this should be visible.
हाँ, ma'am, visible.
Okay, now this is fine. Okay, so this is
Thank
what
you.
you can see. that as I'm talking about, the information communication technology used in various industries. So you talk about, we were talking about, a few years back, we are talking about the tourism industry only, how ICT has been changing. Just imagine going to the, counter. You go to the counter and make your train tickets. Okay, you book your tickets, physically go there, and then there's a fixed time. Okay, and then you have to travel all the way from your home, and then you have to stand in a queue, and in case the queue is very long, you may not get a chance to even book your train tickets. But just see today how it has been changing. You just have a small device in your hand called as smartphones. You just have a registered IRCTC, or maybe any registrations you have done in the uh, some web links or portals, right, which gives you these kind of services. And then what you do, you just register yourself, book your tickets. You have a long list of, whatever thing you want, that is all on the one just single window, right? You want to know, book your hotels, you want to book your train tickets, you want to have a car service, you want to have any kind of things that you want to, you require while you're traveling, is just there 24/7, 365 days, right? So this is the change, this is the thing that has been happening all these years. So that's very inevitable, right? So how this has been having an impact, and how they have been, in fact, being a part of this industry in various ways, right? So when we're talking about ICT, particularly for the tourist attractions and other things, they all can be using this ICT so that they can improvise the tourist satisfactions, and they can give better services. Okay, it can be very fast and all these things, right? So this is what, like, as I said, ICT, you will not have a very fixed definition. You can write what you feel like, but yes, a general one that will incorporate at least minimum near to the exact one. Okay, so then looking at what exactly this ICT has, right? What are the basic components this word has, right? Who are the ones that play, or you say that they compose to give to this term, terminology known as ICT. When we talk about ICT, this has whole lot of things. What are they? You just can look at the screen and you can make out. So this is what, right? So first is, it talks about the it represents almost all the technologies that is helping the individuals to connect the digital world together, right? Like, what are they? Communication technology. I think you know what communication technology means, where we can communicate, right, digitally. When we are talking about here technology, we can do it through, we are focusing only on the ICT tools, right? So when we talk about, this communication technology, we are talking about transferring of your digital data from one place to another, right? So how it happens, right? It happens through certain ways. Okay, so what do you require for this? You require, you know a set of tools. You require a set of things that will be helping us to transfer our data from one person to another, or the people can share it, or they can download, they can do anything with it, right? And they can even they can change it for some other uses. So many things that we do every day. Then comes a cloud computing. Now this is the, what you can say, the one of the term that is very you can say what, they have this particularly has a huge potential to attract the small and medium, particularly industries which cannot have the potential to, they cannot give too much away, or part too much away with their money to invest in the IT infrastructure, right? Because IT infrastructure means, what it is. Even if you buy a mobile today, tomorrow it gets obsolete, and again, you, even a small part, it may not be available in the market tomorrow. So when we are talking about this huge infrastructure, it'll be really very difficult to keep on buying the new, whatever gets obsolete, and keeping them updated becomes really tough, right? So you have services known as cloud computing, and these are various terminologies that you will come across in your various papers that it will be covered in your syllabuses for both BBA and MBA. For the time being, you just know this what they are. And they basically, help the small and medium enterprises where they can use the services, where like just we do, mobile, we cannot have our own tower. So we just, you get subscribe, you do a bit of subscription with some few, it requires very less amount of money, and then you can use the services. Similarly, this is one of the latest things that has come up, and it is used nowadays very widely. Okay. And then you have the softwares you are all aware about. Okay, software means the intangible ones that we use particularly for, a lot of application programs, and now from writing, coding, and now you're just using them as your apps, which are so user friendly. With one click you do everything. Anybody can use, from a small kid as maybe as young as 1 year, till a person who is even 90-year-old and doesn't know, even has never seen a mobile in their life, they can use it. So easy are the functions of the devices today, right? So software has become, more user friendly than what was there in those earlier days. Okay. So these are the ones which helps us to communicate between the, people. We use, you can say, interfaces between the computer and the people. So they use the hardware resources, and then they help the user to use in the most potential best way to do any kind of work they wish to, right? So you have various kind of software. So this is one of the major components of ICT, where comes in various forms, right? You must have heard about some companies, like you might, if you ever come across this name Accenture, right? So what are they meant for? They create databases for companies. They have softwares, particularly very specific softwares meant for the banking system, meant for the airline industry. So they normally support these kind of, softwares. And even the travel industry itself has so many kind of softwares that I think you must be aware about. The GDS and CRS systems, global distribution. Normally we use the system for booking our tickets and all. So this is the software part. So you have so many kinds. You yourself must be using so many apps, like you must be, you, if you're a photographer, you're interested in photography, you have a lot of apps which can change the kind, it'll change the entire photo that you have taken, making to a more better one. Editings, right? You can do editing, video editing, photo editing, you can make collages, right? So what are they? They're all your softwares which is found in what, in the Google Play Store, that you can do it. But yes, when you're talking about other softwares, like you say the manufacturing industries or the tourism industries which use, they have to pay quite a lot of money to have a specific software made for them, right? So some people just use the general ones, like you use Word, Excel, PowerPoint, right? Most of you must have heard about it. And some people also use the specific kind which is, meant only for their company, that is tailor made. Just like you tailor make your packages, this is also tailor made. You make your dresses, you make something of your customize according to your choice. So you can customize your softwares according to your requirements. So some people do it and they have to pay a heavy amount to make it, so that they can handle their own internal and so maybe internally or externally. So this is the softwares. It comes in various shapes and sizes with the different features. Some software meant for general purposes, and some will be very specific, like accounting. You only do your accounting and nothing else can be, you cannot type a letter in that, right? So you have similarly you have various categories that we'll get to learn once you are introduced to the subjects in the classes, right? And then comes the hardware part, right? So hardware, so many kinds, right? You all must be buying, that USB cable, data cable, then HDMI card. Then sometimes you must be um, knowing that, okay, should I make it full screen? Okay, I'm making it full screen, so that, is that clear? Okay, I think this is clear to you. Somebody is yeah, yeah. Okay, Danu, is this clear now?
Yes, ma'am, it's absolutely clear.
Somebody is writing, please move away the window from something. Okay, anyway. So then comes your hardware part. As I told you that you must be going to the market to buy a USB cable, and then sometimes you even, uh, go to buy an HDMI card, sometimes your memory card, so whatnot, right? Even from your smartphones, you buy certain things which you require. Okay, so similarly for the, when you talk about the hardware that is available, it comes in different shapes and sizes, the configurations, everything is so different. Like talking from us, say a smartphone, then coming to your laptops, right? The memory size, the the CPU that you have, and the amount of data that you can transfer, the RAM, all the specification, they're very different, and they vary from size of computer to computer. Some may require less, right? You have different types of computers, you'll come to know. You already must have an in fact an introduction to what are the different types of computers you have: mini, then macro, and then you have the, you know this large computers, then you have supercomputers. Okay, so based on that, you'll see the hardwares are of different, the different touch and the things that you can touch. It could be a mouse, it could be a video, it could be anything, it could be a printer, right? So the hardware are again of different kinds, having their own specific, things they do, and they're also a part of the communication ICT. If they are not there, then we cannot really do. Like for example, if you want to type something, then you need a keyboard, right? And then if you want to have a network connections, then you need a router or maybe a switch. You want to have a LAN connection. So sometimes, when it comes to sharing your data, you need a networking kind of setup so that you can share your informations. So these are various kind of hardwares that you will be, and that is included in the ICT. Whole lot, right? From taking a small cable to a pin, from a chip to the servers you have, the blade servers, then you have your UTMs, you have so many, long list, right? So we'll discuss all these things more about it when we go to your maybe syllabus in few days. I think within a day or two you are going to get introduced. Then coming to internet access, what is this? This is one, particularly when we are talking about sharing, we are all networked with each other, right? It is now a web. We are in a web in the sense we are just like you might have seen, this spider's web. They're all interconnected. Similarly, we are all interconnected with one each other's computer, those who want to be on sharing. Otherwise, anyway, we can have, if we want to share, means we always have to get connected with other computers. So when we're talking about this internet thing, this itself has its own softwares and hardwares. Apart from that, you need a lot of rules and regulations that is, that you take care of, that should be taken care of. Particularly, you might have heard about cybercrime, you might have heard about this, the laws, cyber laws. Okay, so when you talk about internet, then you're talking also about the other rules and regulations also in the same breath, because when we are sharing our data, and then we also have to safeguard our data, because some data are confidential, then it will be very difficult. So your ICT also includes your rules and regulations. Like, India has the IT Act 2000. So similarly, you have other countries, they have their own set of rules and regulations, so that they can tackle the, any kind of crime, that is cyber crime, or people, all the fraud that happens normally through your mobiles or through your internet, that can be taken care of. Okay, and then of course, your data. But when you're talking about data here, we are not talking about only the raw facts, right? We're talking about the forms of data. Because when we are using your computers, you might have seen that sometimes, you only listen to music. Sometimes you see the text that can be, like I'm showing a PPT, you can see the text, right? Or I want to chat, then you use text. Okay, or maybe images, right? And I want to watch a video or maybe a movie, then that is in a video. And all can be also put together. So when we are talking about data, we are talking about the different forms of data that is used in this ICT, or that we normally, when we exchange our information, they can be in any one of the form, right? It could be in the form of a text, it could be in the form of you can say voice, it could be in the form of a video, right? Images could be, or a combination of all together, known as your multimedia, right? So this is what is also involved under your ICT umbrella. And of course comes your transaction. When you're talking about transactions, we're talking about the e-commerce part, right? E-commerce means when you're transacting your money, right? So money means again what? What do you mean by money? It's a different type of ways we are doing it. You might have done your NEFT, right? Some people might have deposited the fees through NEFT. Some might have done through, other RTFGS and other ways, right? So when you're talking about transaction and you are all ordering things, right? So online transaction, we have a third party who takes care of this. So when you're talking about the components of ITs, you can see which are the kinds that has been mentioned. It could be all of this, sometimes only portion of this, but yes, all together they mean ICT. I think this is clear to all of you, right? So this is what we call as your the definition of ICT. And this always I say it, that your technology will never replace the human touch in the tourism services, right? So but yes, technology can be utilized in the right way, which can be transformational, right? So this is what you can see. And now we are heading towards your tourism 4.0. Why I tell you this is because um, pre-COVID we were using certain technologies, but post-COVID we are using other technologies now, new ways, new technologies has come up, right? So I'll tell you that about it. You some things are mentioned here, right? We have augmented reality, you have your robots, you have your chatbots, right? User interfaces are different, you have your IoTs, right? Internet of things. Then because now we want to do things which should be contactless, right? We want things which should have the minimum contact, because of this virus which has been spread. And because of this, I think tourism industry is the worst hit of all. And few years ago, no, we were claiming that tourism is the best growing sector, is doing, one of the most industry which has a lot of potentials. Every minister, every, I think in every country, that was taken off, and a lot of efforts were taken also to enhance the tourism sector in almost all the places in over the world, right? But all of the sudden we see a slump in this market, and also we are not seeing a lot of, somehow there is no boost till now, or maybe some aid from other agents where this industry could again rise up again. But yes, gradually things are opening up. It will take us time, but again they have to gear up with armed with new technologies. They have to come up with new things, so that we never know that how long this virus will be there, and we never know that how whether there'll be another pandemic that is going to strike us again. So now they have to transform themselves, right? Like we did, earlier, like we had to check in and all, we had to do it manually, right? So now it can be done right from your, you can do e-check-in, you can. So these are, and now suppose biometrics can be used, you don't need to touch anything, you just pass pay and you are scanned, and you are already, security check can be done instead of having the people checking you physically, right? So that is what you have to, you see the technology that, as I told you, that will never replace the human touch in the tourism services, in the sense that the experience that a person could give, like uh, suppose, I go to a hotel, right? And I see a person with a smiling face, and then he gives a warm welcome and lets you in, right? And instead of that, you will pass through an, check gate where you just pass in and nobody around you. You are just your own self, and then you go inside the hotel, get yourself self checked in, and go to your room, where you don't come to see a human face. Okay. So yes, as I told you, technology can be used and enhanced, but can never replace a human touch. Like, the online classes that you're having, I think it must not be very it doesn't sound very interesting to all of you than being in a physical class, right? And we teachers also earn a lot. Like, we there's a longing in us to see your faces, and looking at the computer screen teaching you is very difficult, really very difficult on our part, because the kind of communication that we have with our students in the class, and then with this through the computers, It's really very different, right? And also your grasping of things and your clearing of doubts and the concentrations, they're also different, right? So of course, yes, they can never replace the human touch, but again, because of a pandemic that has come in, right, we have to transform ourselves so that we can use this technology in a more better way to give better experience to the tourist. That has to be done, right? So I think everybody will agree to this, that technology will never replace the human touch in the tourism services, but yes, if the technology is utilized in the right way, it can be really transformational. Why? Because now there is a slump. Okay, so now if we have the right technology where we can again use time to revive this industry, where mostly I think you must be aware that almost there are many countries, they wholly depend on this source of income is only tourism, right? So you can imagine Italy, and you can imagine New Zealand and other places where there is you can just find out like the kind of slump they have and the economical stress they're having right now, right? So yes, technology can be an enabler which can again revive this industry and many other industries in the right way. Many industries in fact revived very quickly because of this, like education. They could have online classes. So yes, so this is way one it was possible. Even physical classes are different, no doubt, but yes, it was possible that classes could go on. Okay, and then you have the IT industry, the particular the software industry, like you have Infosys and other, they all could work from home. They didn't need to come. So they remain without any changes, they could go on. So this is how some industry could revive very quickly without much changes with the old technology that was existing. But there are some industry which needs a change, and tourism is one of them. So you'll be learning about what was taught maybe in the earlier classes will not be possible now. You'll have to learn them in a new way, and you'll get to know about what are the new technology that has already come up to give an help, or you can say helping hand to this tourism industry, right? And so this is as I told you that the digital transformation that is going to happen, right? So there is always happening. In fact, it's not only for a day or two, but it has been happening over the years. They are not a momentary one, right? They are evolving from years to years together, and they will go on and in a more different way. This is used for a very strategic planning. They normally, your digital transformation that happens is done in a strategical manner so that they can get the maximum benefit, right? So why I say this is, when you're talking about digital transformation, then we are talking about going, you know mostly you are getting automated through machines. Okay, so when you're talking about machines, then the human resource, then the kind of other things involved, the equipments that you require. Okay, so they all are involved together. So how exactly do you do in the right way? How do you exactly get the right people, right? So how are you going to downsize or oversize, or what are the trainings that is going to happen? So all these questions comes into your mind, right? When you're talking about really adapting technologies, your ICT, then these things will surely come, right? How do you train your people, or who are the ones you recruit, or what are the kind of right kind of softwares, hardwares that you're going to use, right? And how are you going to utilize them for the customers, your partners, that is your other suppliers, or your business partners. So whole lot of things you're going to think. So we'll talk about this in your units when we get to know your papers, right? So how your digital transformation happens in a strategic way, and what are the steps that you take, right? What are the tools that is used, and how do people decide on that, right? Because it has a money factor, right? So how exactly should you be deciding how the right decisions can be taken? So these are certain things that you will look into. And yes, as I told you that before I end my sessions and you have your questions, it's, yeah, oh, it's only 38, fine. So you can see that once Einstein said, I fear that technology will surpass our human interactions. The world will have a generation of idiots, right? And this the tourism industry can never allow, because it is a very, high human touch industry. It's a service industry where it requires human touch. Without that, you cannot have computers, you know making your or preparing your tour packages, right? So it is a human touch industry, though it is information intensive. It does require human touch, right? So a combination of this, how they have to be used in the right way, so that you will have to basically, you have to make it more sustainable. When we are talking about sustainable, we are keeping, it has to be a very holistic approach. And I know that you, in future, all my students, right, one of you may be an entrepreneur, some may be heading a company on as a MD, or maybe at the top shots, right? But yes, you are going to do something which is going to bring a change about in this world, right? As this is an orientation class, I would like you to just, look at things which is not only about how to utilize this tool and all, but yes, how to make the, world a better place to live in, with utilizing whatever resources we have, but yes, should be sustainable. And whether, we do it so lamelessly sometimes, without even thinking or what, without giving a second thought. Okay, like now, for example, let me tell you, we are talking about, this COVID time we are facing, and we know that it happened only because of us, right? Could be for various reasons. Then we have the weather conditions are changing, right? But have you ever thought that how is it happening? Just imagine us nowadays, we are using plastic more, okay, which was supposed to be banned few days back only, and we were having the Swachhta action plan and other things happening. But all of the sudden, we have started using, it is bound to, suppose if I'm running a MDP program today without giving plastic, bottles for water, or maybe I have to give away bottles so to the participants. Just imagine, some days ago we were not wanting this. Okay, so this is what, these kind of things will be challenges for us every time I think we do things, right? So we have to think in a more, kind of, you can say, a way which should be holistic approach, and we also should understand that our efforts has to be really more than what we thought of it earlier, right? And I think, yes, I can take some more, I can go on and on, but I don't want to give a fear of, all these technology terms that you are going to hear. And I don't want to give a fright all of a sudden with giving you a lot of technologies, but terminologies that is, some of them you're unaware of. But yes, in the classes I will do mention about the latest things that is happening around post COVID, how we have been gearing up so that the tourism industry can, revive. And many examples are there, like you have the hotel industry, like you have the Hilton, and other people have come out with lot of, new innovative ways where they're planning to gear up and face the challenge in a new way by using the ICT tools. Lot many lists are there, as I've already mentioned few, like robots, your Internet of Things. Then I have you have your blockchain. Then you have your this data. This data mining tools, right? Or big data, you can tell. So many things have been coming up. So we'll discuss more this in the classes. So for the time being, I can stop here, and I can take your questions if you have put them in the chat box, right? Yeah, I'll give you some time. So yeah, in the chat, we have some questions. Okay, this only, can I have the questions? I am told that I will be having some questions from the chat box. So anybody interested to know about certain things can put it in the chat box so I can answer you. I can address to that. Yeah, those who have raised the hands. Okay. Who is that? Yeah, Mr. Subham. Okay. Mr. Subham, yes, you can unmute yourself and ask me what you want me to address you. Yeah, Mr. Subham, you can unmute yourself. Yes, Shubham, you have unmuted. You can put your question. I'll address to that. Yeah, be a bit louder. I cannot hear you. I can type it. If you can quickly type in the chat box, it will be more better. No questions. Okay, fine. So, yes, anybody else who wanted to ask something? Yeah. If you have no questions, then I'll start asking you questions. Should I? I'll ask you what you understood from the whole lot of things. Yeah. Nanu, there is no one who is has put any question in the chat box. Either they have understood everything or they have not understood anything. Could be either one of them. Yes. Okay. I think we can have Meera is here. I think Medha Mandal. Yeah. Meera, you are there. We can see you.
Ma'am, do you want the chat box to be open?
Yeah, you open it. It's already 45. I
Sure.
can have.
Students, the chat box is open. You may please pour in your questions. Ma'am, we have the chat box open.
Yeah, I'll just do that. Okay, all clear. So everything clear, my mind. Can you? Okay, cloud company. Avinash has a
Yes.
question. Fine. I can tell you about cloud computing. Okay. So you know what is a cloud, right? Something in the air. Okay. So now you have been. You all have a Google Drive to store your pictures and. So do you pay any money? You don't. You know the service providers to have some. Free space for you. Okay. So we use this free space and instead of storing in a pen drive and all, we can use them in the somewhere stored in the cloud, right? But when you talk about more spaces, you talk about your you want to have your sharing of data with only the people whom you want, right? So then you have certain services which is known as your cloud services, and these are actually, you have different companies which they have their own servers, they'll have their own infrastructure, and they'll let you subscribe certain things, right? So you can use their space to share, you can use the space for networking and other things. So basically we'll come to more about technical parts later, but this is what, right? You have, like, for example, I cannot own in BSNL no, just to have an internet connection, I cannot have what BSNL has, right? The infrastructure what BSNL has. Is it possible? No. So there are some companies, instead of buying their own servers, which are, very costly, it comes in crores. So they don't need to buy them. So they'll use somebody else services, and with paying a few amount of this subscription, money, and then that is how they can utilize the services, right? So this is basically, cloud computing is mostly is the need of the hour also, so that we can help, because the digital divide is quite high. So we are using these services so that we can help the small and you know the medium enterprises to give the services what internet that backbone, so that they can get along with their services, right? So this kind of things are there. More about it I'll tell you later. Yes, and then what will be the role of, we'll have Mr. Abhinav Kumar, who I think that is addressed to you. Is that clear? Mr. Trushali. Okay, a bit more I'll tell you, but yes, for the timing, you just understand technically. If I tell you, you will be taken, you will not understand right away. But yes, something where, you are, like as I said, BSNL, I will not own the infrastructure, but yes, I can take a subscription. So that is cloud computing, and that is all, it's like, it's nowhere you are owning it up, but you are using the services. Okay. Somebody else is the owner, and you but particularly use those services. Okay. Yeah, and then yeah, Mr. Abhinav, you have a question. Is that addressed to you, to that Trushali Sony? Right? Yeah. I'll give you more details about that when we go on to the classes. Okay. Then what is the role of technology after the pandemic? Like you said, airport checking will continue like it, or we'll get back to normal. We cannot really, is there any right answer to that? We don't know. The cases is increasing every day. Okay. So now we have come up with many things like, no touch points. We don't want to, if you want to have a security checkup, earlier what happened? You have to stand, then you have to stand in a queue. You have the security personnel there checking you with that, scanning devices. But today we can just have the, biometric go. Right. So this is what and also you might have seen in hotels, right? We had a lot of webinars if you were a part of it. You don't need to, just you have the card with you, go swipe it, or maybe from a different from a place, and done without contact. Many other things have come up similarly. Back to normal, I cannot span is really very doubtful nowadays, because and till now we have not yet heard about the vaccine and all those things. It really is, right? And you have asked that airport, it continues like we will get back to normal. So just a small example. Suppose we had this earlier, we were doing all our things, like booking and all was done through what? Manually, right? But today it is done so differently. How was that possible? How is that possible? You might have understood that the ISRTC and all these websites that you go through, what do they have? They have a what, internet connections. They have this softwares which can book your tickets. They use a CRS systems, computerized reservation systems. What exactly are they? Tell me, right? So then, when you're talking about these tools that has come into existence nowadays, so absolutely, like if you're talking about this changes that is happening, and many times, you keep on again re-engineering things into new things. Okay. So that is exactly, transformation means changes, right? So we are changing into various ways, so by using various tools and technologies. So particularly that is how we see then we have a lot of techniques that has come up. We'll get to know that. hmm. Gradually we'll get to know that, don't worry. Then e-governance. Okay, somebody has asked, Sangeeta Singh has been asking about what e-governance is. Okay, e-governance, what is governance means? For a very simple example, your parents must be filling up a income tax return form, right? So that was earlier done through manually, going to the counters, or maybe paying it, going to the office, or maybe through documents, right? You have to deposit and then you get a slip and all that thing. So any kind of transaction, that you do with your government, that has happened online now. your marriage registrations, you want to lodge a complaint, right? You want to pay your electricity bills, everything that has gone all online, right? So absolutely, that is e-governance. Your land, when you buy a land, you want to see those land, what you can say, that is the mm, land details, to whom it has been transferred, who is the owner. So you just click away, right? So e-governance is that you want to have your e-tenders, so they want to buy things, so that has gone online. Earlier you had closed envelopes that was called for tender and all, but today it is, you do it online. The supply chain partners, they will ask for tenders online only. So these are some of the ways, that the government has been doing, mostly, all the documents and other things to make it more make it more transparent. They've gone online, right? So these are some of the things, and this everything happening is known as e-governance. When you just add anything. E-tourism is what? When you have the electronic way of things, particularly you are using internet as your backbone to do your services or get your things done, they become your e-tourism, e-governance, e-business, everything. You are just using the help of your internet, or internet as a backbone, you can say, using whole lot of things, right? All the ICT tools that you are using. Okay. Yes. Any other? Okay. What is there? I can address. I think Sangeeta, that you understood. Prakash Pranav, is there any opportunities in software sector for tourism students? That depends, right? You do have. We have the at the travel directory, travel directors. They have a travel desk, so people have been working there. So I think we had many of our students working with the this software companies in their travel desk. They have their own travel desk, so they do have. There is a lot of opportunities, so you don't need to worry. Okay, a lot of openings are also there. People are still working till now, right? Many of our students, alumni of this institute, have been working today. Yeah, so I think I have addressed that question. So I'll take another question. If that is done, I'll move on to Mr. Jayesh Divedi. So use of MDS software in the tourism industry. Yes, MDS is a GDS, right? So booking your tickets and all those things that happens, right? It's only through this GDS only. Okay. So we have this paper also for you. You'll know a whole lot of things that you will understand how we uh, book our tickets, and then how do it has been used by the the retailers, the wholesalers, and how they do it. So we'll get to learn more about it, how it is, the basically the functions, and then they you have this tool. You have to, there are two options. One is you can do it from IATA, or also you can learn it. We have a specialization course, so many things will be told to you in this paper in detail. But yes, basically it's a GDS, global distribution system, where we book our tickets. It's used as a platform only to give the services, airline, ticketing and other services. This is a platform. So yes, okay. What will be the impact of ICT? I told you it's a good scene, because now, as I told you, that new technologies has come up, like your, as I said, blockchain, and you have this IoT, and you have this big data and many other things, which has been used in the background by the travel industry, tourism sector, to come up with new, gearing up to get to the new normal. So they're all going up. So this is okay. And great loss. Recovering losses is very tough, dear. But yes, we can revive it, and gradually again, maybe we cannot get back that losses. One loss has happened, right? But yes, we can gear up, and we can, do better, and it will be renewed in a new way. We can get more profit from that. But those losses, it's very hard. Once gone is gone, right? You cannot make it up. But yes, you can have new profits. That's what I believe in. Okay. Yeah. This is Mohit Gupta. Ma'am, any job opportunities in the sector? Of course, yes. You have been already addressed. I think I was very much there when we were hearing about this HRM, right? You have a lot of options, and Dr. Dash has addressed to that already. But in case you want to know, yes, there is. We are getting calls from various sectors now. They're all maybe opening up in few coming days, and then they want people, right? And some people also have gone digitally. They're working online. So yes, right. Okay then. So I think
Yes,
fine.
ma'am. Good enough questions has been answered, ma'am.
Answered. Okay, then so I
Yes,
am done with my session. We have another session to go, I think. So thank you, Ranu,
yes,
so
ma'am. We have
much.
a decision lined up.
Okay,
Yes, thank you so
so
much to you, ma'am.
thank you
You have
so much.
been
Yeah.
absolutely prompt and on time. We have finished the session, which is a very rare thing.
No, I just planned it
As
in that way only because I thought